welcome to Talents Unlimited. I am your host, Gary Scudero. Once again, another fine show for you here today. We are live tonight here on Tuesday, October 3rd, 2017, which means, hey, you guys want to call in tonight, you can do that. The phone number will be appearing on the screen periodically throughout the show there. We have a very interesting guest for you here, but before that, a little bit of business here. Number one, if you want to talk to me or you want to contact me actually and be on my show, Bartleby@Juno.com. That's Bartlby @Juno. That is correct, Juno. One of the last people to have Juno. And I pay for that every year too. I pay a fee for that. I just had it for so long, I just kept it. So if you want to be on my show, let me know what your talent is. I will put you on my show. Not a problem there, all right? Bartleby@Juno.com. What else is going on here, man? A lot of things happen. I know you got the Vegas thing there, and Tom Petty died. You know what I found out today? I didn't know this. Last name is Lowe. The guy who played Maury on The Goodfellas, he died this month. He died September. Does anybody know his full name?
No.
Thank you. Yeah, last name is Lowe, the guy who played Maury on The Goodfellas, who was the annoying guy that kept saying, Jimmy, when am I going to get my money, Jimmy, when am I going to get my money? That guy, he died also. He was 80-something years old there, all right? Along with everybody else there. Monty Hall died. A lot of people died this month here.
And OJ.
OJ is free. He didn't die. No, he's still alive. He's out. He is free. He's roaming around, I guess. Is he roaming in Vegas? Is he in Vegas?
We don't know. They don't want him in Florida.
They don't what? Yeah, I think he also has to stay with his parole or whatever here. I'm talking to people on the other side of the curtain there. That's what I'm doing there. So we got an exciting show here tonight. You guys who actually watched my show, saw my show 2 months ago, I had a gentleman on who got a lot of calls about this guy. He's a performer. He creates his music. He plays the big band kind of music there. That's right, Drake. Drake will be performing this week at the Flushing Library. This week, this Saturday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm going to show us a little flyer right here. That is right. Any way to zoom in on that? What camera's good for this one, guys?
That's the custom package.
Yes. Is that right here? Yes. Drake. His name is Mr. Jerry Drake. He'll be performing this Saturday at the Flushing Library, right down the block from the studio here. Swing Street, if you're into that kind of music, that is what he will be playing there. That style of music. All original, by the way. All original. He's got the big band sound there. I'm sure he's going to have many of his big orchestra over there. It's going to be an exciting show to check it out there. All right? The man's a good guy there. Jerry Drake. Not the other Drake. I don't know if they're related either. I don't even know that. What else is going on here? Yankees are playing tonight. They're playing tonight and what's this called they're doing? It's like normally they wouldn't be in the game, but what is this called?
Wild card?
The wild card. Now, again, I'm not a super baseball fan either way, but, you know, again, Yankees are the ones my dad used to take me to when I was a kid. He used to go to the Bronx. Still, there was a nice day out there. As much as a fan I might or might not be, I don't believe in this wild card thing, because back in the day, they wouldn't even be in the series. They wouldn't even have a chance. It's a wild thing that they invented. It's like we're giving you a second chance, like a do-over. I'll give you one more chance to try and get in there. I'm not sure if I agree with that, but if they win tonight, I guess they have a shot at the pennant race and the World Series and all that stuff. And I wish them luck anyway. I just don't know if I agree with that method. Next month, November, I'm not sure if I'm going to be on the air because apparently they're doing election day. And I don't know if they actually open a studio for anybody to do their shows or not. I will have to find. It's like I know you guys are on the edge of your seats. If not, you'll probably see a repeat of this show or one of my other shows then. But hopefully I do get to do a little show next week, because I got that December. And then comes the new year, 2018. We all did the lottery system here. My night may change. I may be the second Tuesday of the month or the third Tuesday or not at all. It's a lottery system. My name doesn't get picked. I may not have a show at all. And I'll just have to kind of sneak on other people's shows just to pop my head in every now and then. I'll be doing that there. Coming up this week here, we have Comic-Con. Comic-Con, yeah. I go every year. I'm a little dumbfounded. I may not be able to go this year. I have not gotten a ticket. I like to go every year. I've been going every year for the last 4 or 5 years, and I just enjoy going there. It's a nice, friendly atmosphere. You got people all ages, all shapes, all sizes, all nationality. It's a beautiful thing. They all got one thing in common. They're all happy nerds enjoying the comic book world or the video game world. It's a great thing. It's a beautiful thing. I like going there. I like seeing the costumes and stuff there. That's why I got my shirt on today. One of my guests today is an expert on comic books and stuff there. We're going to talk to him a little while there. Hopefully I get to go later on. I'll get a ticket somehow or a way to get in there. I would like to check it out, but this will be the first time in about 4 or 5 years I have not gone. It's pretty cool. Last year when I went, got my last viewing of the actual live and in person. I saw Princess Leia live and in person there, signing autographs for $100 a pop. I got to take a look at her. I didn't get an autograph or anything there. I saw a couple years ago, I saw the Karate Kid, his blonde-haired nemesis, and the evil owner of Cobra Kai. All three of them were there, taking pictures and signing autographs and stuff like that. It's just a cool thing to do. I enjoy doing it. I spend a day there. I prefer to even go alone because I just roam around aimlessly and I'm mesmerized by all this stuff here. Got all these super fans. Just a cool place to go there. I just enjoyed a lot. That's my own little fun time there. It's my own little vice, if you even call it that. It's just a real fun time there, right? I don't go all night. Just one day is fine just to go and enjoy the whole atmosphere there. What else is going on here? Yeah, I said Tom Petty did die. Heart attack, 66 years old. I'm not far from that mark, okay? These things make me wonder here. Could happen any time. Don't know what the deal is there. Sorry to hear about that. Any other news going on here? Nothing else I could think of at all here. Now, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest coming out here. Now, here's the deal. I know this guy, Billy. He's a friend of my son's, okay? He's a friend of my son's. They work together. Billy is a comic book aficionado here. This guy is amazing. He used to go to comic book stores with my son. My son would just hold up a comic book. Hey, Billy, how much would this be worth? This guy, Billy, knew it like within $10 how much that comic book goes for. He just knows this stuff off the top of his head. I, myself, used to collect comic books. I haven't in the longest time. I brought a bunch of comic books with me tonight. So when I bring out my comic book expert, I brought some here. I'm going to bring them out. I want to find out if maybe some of these things are worth something. Maybe I got my retirement money right here. I could stop working tomorrow. I don't know. Hopefully this guy's got good news for me. Say this guy is actually a kid. He's a young guy, which is even more impressive. Okay, I'm 3 or 4 times older than this kid here. It's amazing the knowledge that this kid has from what I hear. I'm real excited to bring him on. As a matter of fact, you know what? I don't even want to waste any time. Can we bring him out now here? Ladies and gentlemen, let's put it all together for Dylan Schwartz. Yeah. I'm clapping alone. Excellent. Why is that? Okay. Bill, mic him up there here. He's already mic'd. He's already mic'd, man.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
I just want to be on the camera.
You just want to be on the Come on, Bill. Come on back out here. Bill Scott there. Oh, my TV show. Here we go. I got Bill Scott here. You sneak on anytime you want, Bill. You feel
does that all the time.
You feel free, man. That's cool there. Okay, Dylan, how you doing? First time on TV,
It's
correct?
great. It's great.
Okay, man, I am so excited to have you on here. There's so much I want to hear about the whole comic book world and what's going on. And now, quick basic question here. Is that your main specialty, is comic books itself?
Yes,
Or are you also
yes.
into other things like Yu-Gi-Oh? Or
No, I just do mainly comics.
basically comics, strictly
Yeah,
comics.
Strictly
there.
comics always.
Okay, now you're only 17 years old.
Yes.
17 years old, but yet, from what I hear, you have a wealth of knowledge
Yes.
about comic books here. How'd you acquire this? At what age? When did you start?
So basically, when I was 11 years old, I was looking in my attic and I came across my father's comic books. So I just started reading them, and I delve into them so much that I became immersed in them to the point where I just couldn't stop reading them. And then all of a sudden, I found myself researching them and finding out their values, and then I ended up buying comics myself, and then I found out that I could actually sell comics for more than I paid for them. So then I figured out that I could start buying and selling them. Now, of course, I kept the ones that I found in the attic because those were sentimental to me.
Okay.
But basically, I started buying and selling, and I have my own personal collection, and I just took off with it.
Okay, just curious, what were the ones your dad was reading at the time? What'd you find up there? What'd you have?
He had the Superman Flash Race, which is World's Finest 199. That's, I believe, part 3.
Okay.
You see, or part 4 rather. You see on the cover, you see Superman and you see Flash, and you see them running into the finish line, and you see kids saying with a speech bubble saying, "Oh, my hero lost. Oh, my hero won." I'm not going to spoil what happens, but it's a really good ending.
Yeah, I'll spoil that. I'm sure most people, if they're real comic book
Yeah.
aficionados, they've already read the story and they already
Right.
know what it is there.
Right.
Now, I'm just curious, the ones you found in your dad's attic, are they worth a lot of money?
Not really. I mean,
Really?
yeah, the best comic in there was really a Jimmy Olsen 134, which was the first appearance of Darkseid, who is actually rumored, might be confirmed to be in the upcoming Justice League movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, now, all right, let me ask you this now. What decides the value? Like, I think of artwork.
Right.
Some guy makes a painting here. One guy sells it for $20, another guy gets $1,000. How does one decide what is the value of a comic book? What's the gauge? What's the whole bar on that? How does that work?
So basically, like any collectible, comic books are valued based on what they are and their condition. So I almost want to start pointing to what you have, but
We will.
yeah,
in a bit.
we'll get there. We'll get there.
I want to see if I got something good here.
So I'll basically point to what I have right now. So I'm thinking, let's say this Spider-Man 300 right here. Right here, this is a 9.2, which is
What does that mean? 9.2. What does that mean? Give us.
comic. All right, yeah, I know. Some people are not in the comic book world.
Like myself here. Okay.
Close to you. Close to you.
Okay, right there.
So basically, comic books are graded on a scale of 1 to 10.
Okay.
And there are different points for, in layman's terms, that they give. Like it's a fraction. So when you get to the higher numbers above a 9.0, they start going by 0.2. So basically that's a 9.2, which is near mint minus. So that comic book was basically taken off a newsstand, put into plastic, and never touched.
See, I've heard about this. I mean, I don't know, maybe back in the 90s, I don't know when it was. People were buying comic books in plastic, not even opening them
Right.
up. Like, this is their retirement. This is
Right.
what they're going to, this is their whole thing there.
Right.
And I heard there was just like such a glut of them out there, people
Right.
buying them. A lot of them didn't turn out to be
Yeah.
the big money machine that they thought it was going to be here.
Right, because if a lot of people are doing something and a lot of people are buying on and trying to cash in on the industry, a bubble is going to form and the market's going to crash. And that's
Okay.
essentially what happened in the 90s.
Now, this one right here is $400. This one costs $400?
Yes.
You're selling it for $400 or you
Yes.
paid $400?
I'm selling it for 4.
Okay. I'd like to know what you actually paid for it. Maybe I'll talk to you later on. Maybe
Yeah,
you want
sure.
to divulge it. But I'd just like to know, how that works here. Now, again, what makes this a $400 comic book? I suppose I see a $200 or one. Well, why is this a $400 comic?
That comic is a $400 comic because it's the first appearance of Venom. Now, Venom is actually
Okay.
he's actually cast to be in his own movie with Tom Hardy, who's an actor starring as Venom. So
Oh, really?
he's confirmed. He's
I didn't know that. You just gave me some news right there.
Yeah.
I had no idea that was happening there. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, you already gave me some fun facts there. Okay, now, am I to assume that you never read this comic or you did?
I did.
Okay.
I didn't read that actual comic, but I read a reprint of the comic.
So you didn't actually touch this one?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
But somehow somebody had to hold it by the hand to put it in the plastic,
Right,
right? I
right.
mean, so it has been touched by human hands somewhere
Yes.
along the way, right?
Yes.
Okay, see, that's another thing. When I was growing up,
Right.
nobody thought of, gee, all right, I got this comic here. I got to save it here. It's going to be worth
Right.
$1,000 with a... We bought comics to read them.
Of course,
So
yeah.
sometimes roll them up, put them in your back
Right.
pocket there and stuff like that. Do you know when this became a thing? Maybe you know the history
Yeah,
of it.
I do. Yeah.
When did it become something where it said, you know what? This comic isn't just for enjoyment of reading. It's a financial benefit someday.
Right.
How do we know? How did this happen?
Well, this actually is I'll start with this. This is the Overstreet Comic Book Price Guide, which I'm an advisor to, and
You're an advisor to this?
yeah.
Are
I
you
am.
really?
Yeah.
At 17 years old?
Yes.
Wow, that's pretty amazing here. So your name is in here somewhere?
Yes. Yeah. I can actually point it out to you.
I'd like to see that. I'm
Yeah,
very,
I'll-
let me get my glasses
Yeah.
on it. Wow.
So basically,
You're
what
17, 17.
Yep. So basically, what happened was about, let's say, 1970, when the first guide came out. That's when people first started really collecting. That's because if there's a price guide for something, that means there's assumed value for more than the cover price, more than what selling for on the
I'm
newsstand.
sorry I missed that. What year did you say this started?
1970.
1970s when they started. All right, gotcha.
Yeah, like,
All right.
like Action Comics #1, the first appearance of Superman, where he's holding up that car.
And then that's when they first started putting value on these things?
Yeah, that comic was in near mint minus, or like, where it's actually just sold a few years ago for $3.2 million. Was only a few $100s back then.
This is crazy.
Who would have known?
All right, so basically in the 60s, if I came across a Superman action comic where he's holding up the car, I
Yeah.
probably could have got it for like street value, 10 cents, whatever it was at the time.
If you bought it
in
before,
the 60s, before they started.
in the 60s, you probably would have paid about $50, $100.
Well, still even that high. Okay, so
Yeah,
still
it
had some
was
value.
still had some value, but if you had invested in it, you would have made a killing.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, are you a rarity at your age, like being an advisor and stuff like this, or are there more kids out there like you at 17 doing this kind of stuff here?
I'm sad to say there's no one like me. Right here, I'm actually just like the only one of its kind who's
Where is this?
invested
Look
in the
at-
hobby.
I don't know if you can get this, but his picture's actually in here. This is very cool, man. All right, his picture's in his book of the comic book, the Overstreet comic book price gun, right here.
Where is it? Okay, let's see the cover.
That's the cover there, and his picture's right in here with his name and everything there. That is pretty cool. Wow, that's pretty nifty. Now, how often do they print this book?
Once a year.
Once a year, and you're in it every. Is this the first year
Yes.
you've been in? Or you've been in
Yes,
it before.
first year.
Really? Okay, now, all right, let me ask you, this is
Sure,
you're
sure.
really amazing kid here. Now, how did you get to the point where they say, all right, we'll value this kid's opinion? How did you get to that level? How'd they know about you? How'd this all happen?
Right. So basically, I contacted Diamond Distributors, which is the company that manufactures this book, and they manufacture new comic books nowadays. They're the people who print stuff. I reached out to them and said and wrote like an essay basically on why I thought